Tuesday, July 12th. You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. Heat that's reached the level of Dust Bowl year levels up in Nebraska, where temperatures hit 111 degrees just a couple days ago. We have other areas in Nebraska that hit 109 degrees. All of these weather articles and the news is all focused on Texas. But because of that, we kind of skip over what's going on in Nebraska. You know, temperatures, of course, they're going into the low 100 and teens in Texas as well. But, you know, Rio Grande Village, Texas is known for doing that. This time around, Rio Grande Village, Texas is not going into the 100 and teens. So it's a little bit strange. What usually occurs in Rio Grande Village, Texas is now occurring more in the central Texas area. But we really have some very, very intense heat over several parts of the country. And I'm using the term several the same way the National Weather Service uses it several. You know, sometimes two could just mean several according to them. So right now we have very intense heat going on over in Texas. Lots of heat advisories. Not so many excessive heat warnings. This is pretty intense heat. Memphis, Tennessee is getting hit really hard. We also have a tropical storm just south of Louisiana by the New Orleans area. And this system is, I don't know if it's officially a tropical storm or not, but it's going to be forming into a heavy rainmaker for the New Orleans area for a couple of days. So that's really the spot. If you want to get relief from the heat, that's really where you have to go, to the New Orleans, Louisiana. If you live in the South and you want to get easy relief from the heat, you don't want to have to travel so far north, you would stick around New Orleans, because if you are going to travel north, if that's going to be your escape route, you're going to have to go very far north. We're talking about International Falls, Minnesota, especially by next week. That's where we're going to see temperatures only in the 80s for International Falls, Minnesota. People in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you know, it looks like temperatures, this might be premature to say this yet without even looking at the forecast discussion yet, but temperatures in the 90s for all of next week. From Sunday onward, all of next week for Minneapolis, Minnesota, we have a high pressure ridge. We have to find out more information in regards to that really before we say this with confidence, but there's potential, at least potential, for temperatures to go well into the 90s for the entire week, Sunday all the way through Saturday. Temperatures, this high pressure ridge over Texas expands north as we go on through the week. This week, it retreats from the St. Louis area. No longer in the St. Louis area. It goes south of St. Louis, hangs around Memphis, Tennessee. That's really where the peak heating is along the Mississippi River Valley. When you hit Jackson, Mississippi, you've gone too far south. When you've hit St. Louis, you've gone too far north. So Memphis, Tennessee right now, that's where temperatures stay well into the 90s for the next several days. You go off into Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's going to be probably point of peak interest for the upcoming week will be Tulsa, Oklahoma, believe it or not. We have forecasters that are forecasting highs to hit 107 for Tulsa, Oklahoma later on this week into early next week. That's very, very intense stuff, especially for a city that also receives high humidity. But here's the, you know, this is something that we're going to need a drum roll for this one, without a doubt, but I don't think we have a drum roll. So that's very unfortunate. Because I saw something today that I've never seen before in my life, and that's a forecast. This actually does come from AccuWeather, but for all I know, could be the National Weather Service too. A forecast for this city, temperatures will not be dropping below 100 degrees for the next couple of days. That means daytime highs well into the 120s. Yes, phenomenal stuff. Well into the 120s, overnight lows in the lower 100s. That's for Death Valley, California, but even Death Valley usually gets lower than 100 degrees. Temperatures remaining in the mid-90s for Phoenix, Arizona at night. But in my personally, it's not just the real city of the most intense heat, the city which is just, it's mind-boggling heat right now. If you really want to, it's really in the United Arab Emirates. There's a city, it's called Dubai, okay? It's Dubai. We've spoken about this city before, but it's been a long time since we've spoken about this city. And in Dubai, we have temperatures for the next week. High temperatures going into the low to mid hundreds. Overnight lows in the mid 90s with dew points in the low to mid 80s. So we're talking about heat indices well above 120 degrees during the day. Also, for much of the time, there's no wind at all in this city. So it's really hard to imagine how hot it's not really, you can't really imagine how hot it is. Now, let's just explain one thing over there. There's something called cloud seeding. And in cloud seeding, what people tend to do is during times of drought, there's different methods and how to do this. But when you have clouds in the upper atmosphere, there are ways where many people believe, and it seems like it's true, where you could go ahead and you could produce the raindrops. You could actually rain. There needs to be a cloud there. In the United Arab Emirates, so first of all, they came up with a new method of doing this. They send electric drones into the sky, and they don't need the rain. They don't need rain. It's as humid as can be. They don't want the rain. The only reason they want rain is just to cool things off. That's how hot it is over there. And meaning even with the humidity, they would prefer it just get cooler. That's why they want rain. The rain will just cool things off. That's why they do cloud seeding in the United Arab Emirates. They do the cloud seeding for that reason. We have heat that's developing off in the Pacific Northwest. That's probably going to be going quickly by as we go through the week this week. And we also have tremendous differences between night and day as usual across places like Stanley, Idaho, brutal heat for Palm Springs, California, Needles, California. And we will be seeing a return to hot and humid weather as usual for the St. Louis area by the end of this week, beginning part of next week. But in regards to exactly how hot, there is not much confidence on that yet. The real intense heat is coming awfully close to St. Louis. And climatologically speaking, when you get heat already that close, one would think that you're going to end up with heat like that in the St. Louis area as well, but we have to wait and see on that. We have dew points in the mid and upper 70s as usual over in Galveston, Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas, and the highlight, I think, is that sizzling 111 degrees in Nebraska that happened a few days ago. The fact that temperatures will not be dropping under 100 degrees for Death Valley, California. The fact that Rio Grande Village, Texas, is not nearly as hot as the rest of Texas. One has to wonder whether that's a mistake or not for the next several days. And this podcast might have to be continued at a later point where we will cover more of the country if there is time. Thank you for listening. I wish everyone a wonderful day.